And good Tuesday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome to Scotty Ray's Weather. As we begin today, I would suggest not cutting hay. Wet again. 80% chance of that stuff out there. Just can't seem to dry up for folks trying to do their farm work here lately. It's been a mess. We do have a lot of fog in the area. If you're waking up, hadn't cracked the back door yet, or went outside, leave a little early. There's no advisories out at this point, but definitely fog in the area. Visibility is cut back, so be careful as you're out and about. Getting ready to head off to work this morning. Calculate that in. A lot of things happening today. Of course, Love Out Loud continues through Meridian. If you'd like to get involved, you can show up at Northcrest Baptist Church this morning at 8 a.m., and they'll tell you where to go. They will have their Touch-a-thon this afternoon. I believe that's what it's called. Let me look here, and so we can show this. This is great for the kids. If you've got a grandkid, a child, this is up at Northcrest this afternoon beginning at 5:30. It's Touch-a-Truck is what it's called. They'll have the emergency vehicles, fire trucks, ambulances, and all this out to where the kids can come up and actually touch it and see it up close and personal. So if you've got a few minutes, all that begins at 5:30. It will last until 7:30, again at Northcrest on North Hill Street. Can't miss it. That ought to be a pretty good turnout. We'll talk more about that. So go by and check that out. I hope you'll do that. Those kids will really, really enjoy that. Love Out Loud is one of these things that nationwide that is done that really helps people that can't do things for themselves. Once for a full week, a lot of folks volunteer to help. I hope you can do something with that. I've seen a lot of pictures this week. Let's see here as we get this morning going. Right now, 75, kind of warm. And as I mentioned, 80% chance of the wet stuff. Let's go ahead and jump in and let me show you radar, what we've got going on this morning. As we look at this, the Gulf Coast, all around from Houston to Louisiana down to the Mississippi coast, we've got the rain. Showers showing up in Atlanta, over to Athens, Georgia. Tallahassee has got it. As we look at this off the Gulf Coast here, Houston, anywhere from Sweeny, Texas, all along here, wet, wet, wet. Beaumont, out the coast there, Lake Charles, Lafayette, it starts coming ashore and getting a little bit heavier there. Comes across the Baton Rouge light area right now. Some heavy rain through there. And then Slidell, which is kind of due south of us. And we look at Biloxi, Pascagoula, rather, getting wet this morning. As we move up to the Hattiesburg area, you'll see we're starting to see a few showers pop in there. As we zoom in a little bit closer there, the Laurel area hadn't got it yet this morning. As we get closer to the Meridian area, we do have a few showers that are out in Smith County right now. Nothing heavy, but expect that to happen later. But a lot of fog through all of these areas here. So if you've got to travel from Meridian to Jackson, or if you're going to be headed 59 toward Birmingham, any of those areas this morning, drive slower. Expect a little bit of delay. As we look at everything nationwide, as I said, we do have showers over in the Atlanta area all the way to Charlotte, if you're going to be on that area. As we look back out, still hot in these areas here, Phoenix, Tucson. And as we look at severe weather today, let's pop this up and see who's going to be getting some of that. Again, light showers throughout Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. As we look across the nation, you'd have to go to New York to get a level 1 of severe weather today. As we move into tomorrow, let's take a look at that and make sure that we're not involved in anything there. Still light rain for tomorrow. And as we move into that day 3 of this, still light rain throughout the United States. Nothing that is too serious. We do watch all this heat wave back here. Fortunately, we hadn't gotten any of that as you're waking up. But not a bad day. It's just not a great day for farming or mowing grass. Okay, doing relatively anything outside. It's wet, isn't it? I rode to the yard in the golf cart yesterday afternoon. You just about have to have four-wheel drive at this point. It just goes on and on and on. So that's where we are on that. A few good mornings as you're starting your day. We'd love to know where you're watching from. Tommy Ainsworth joins us. Miss Charlene Gaddy. Miss Ann Cook is up this morning. Bree Packer. Terry Ray, along with Donna Sue Pebbles. Joyce Godwin joins us. Zenpik there from Twitch watches us. Great to have you watching this. Do I work at any radio station? No, years ago, I used to work at a radio station. I did that about 20 years of my life. Been there, done that for a while. We're also on television. We'll be back on live at 8 a.m. if you want to join us for that also. Good morning to Linda Jane. Headed to Oneida, Alabama today. I don't guess I've ever heard of that little town there. Huh. Well, Also, Bree Packer, good morning to you. Kylie White, how are you doing this morning? From Newton, Mississippi joins us. And LaWanda Grantham, we want to wish you a very special happy birthday today. I hope it's a good one and you get a big cake and get it all over yourself. Nothing like that, is it? All right, let's turn now and take a little bit closer look at what we've got happening with the weather this morning to let you know more about what's happening. And I got a button here.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
See, that happens when you don't have enough coffee. Your response time just doesn't jump in there. As we look at our highs and lows on today, it was 2000 and we set a record of 104 degrees, hot weather. 2009, we moved ahead and it was a low of 59 today. That was our record breaker, 59 degrees. We're a long way from that. As we look at rain today, it's back as we look across Mississippi. We'll look at Alabama here in a moment. The Meridian area, only a 82 as we get into Philadelphia and we move up through Louisville area toward Columbus. 84 to 85 in those areas. As we go due south toward Hattiesburg and to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, we'll see a little bit cooler, 81. Back over near the river at Vicksburg, 84. And as you go into Bastrop, Louisiana, about 86. As we move forward, and as you'll notice, we've got those thunderstorms for today. Be ready. We move to Alabama, 83 for high. Livingston, Alabama, as we go up to Hamilton, 81, and all the way to Troy, it's about 84. So kind of mild across Alabama today, no matter what you're doing there, but it will be wet just the same. As that's old, as we look at the National Hurricane Center today, absolutely nothing stirring in the waters for the next 48 hours. I've even gone ahead and checked for the next 5 days. We're still good on that. So the Gulf is going to remain calm, and we do appreciate that. As we look at this, the temperatures, all right, we finally start to see the blue going away and the temperatures are going to start to rise as we look at this. We're a little bit above average now in the Meridian area. We're looking at 40 to 50% above average if you look at your colors. This is where it's extremely hot in these areas. Arizona out in here still warm. We're starting to see Texas get this heat wave as well. As we look at our 7-day forecast, let's find out exactly what's going to happen today moving forward. The National Weather Service tells us 80% chance of showers today. 82 for high, and we'll get some showers between 9 and 10. Nothing serious. We'll get more of a possibility of thunderstorms between starting at around 10 forward until about dark 30. There's a chance of thunderstorms there. They break it down in several time frames, but expect anywhere from 10 o'clock on until dark the possibility of some thunderstorms. And that'll be updated as we go along. Again, that high of 82. As we get into tonight, we still have a continued 70% chance of rain, 70 for a low. By tomorrow, we still got that 80% chance of rain. And this is where I was talking about to where if you do a living outside, it's just very hard. You'll get a little bit of sunshine, then a downpour. A high of 86 tomorrow as those temperatures start to rise up a little bit more as you see there. By Thursday, we're sitting at 60% chance in our temperatures. By Monday, into the 90s as we start to break away from this cooler spell that we have, and for the first time crossing over 90 in quite some time. But we still, as you'll look at that 7-day forecast, have those 40% chance of showers still lingering. It's about time that breaks. But once that does happen, as you all know, we'll get August and you won't be able to find a rain shower. And we'll be begging for that as you get into November. Everybody planting grass for the hunting season. It'll be a bad day, won't it? As we look at our extended forecast, let's go ahead and jump into August just to give you some temperatures of what we see. And again, we're right at that 90-degree mark all the way through August the 3rd. It's actually showing 87 on the 3rd there. But we're 2 weeks away from that, so that could change a little bit between now and then. But upper 80s, right around that 90-degree mark for the next 2 weeks. So our cool spell of low 80s is just about over as it comes to an end this morning. Something to keep in mind there. Headlines that, and again, as I mentioned there, fog. Don't forget that this morning. Leave a little bit earlier as you head out this morning for what you're doing. Coming up this morning, we'll tell you at 8 o'clock some of the cars that were stolen in Clark County over the last few days. And a sixth person, if you've seen the headlines with the Democrats that jumped Texas, ran to Washington, they're reporting now that a sixth Democrat now has COVID. Now, it was brought up yesterday. Also, could this be a ploy just to stay a little bit longer and not go back and vote? Makes you do wonder. Maybe they are sick. If they are, we wish them a full recovery without a doubt. But that was brought up yesterday. Let's see. Lindsey Graham brings up the fact that they're trying to, the infrastructure still hasn't passed yet, and they're trying to sneak amnesty into this. We'll see how that turns out. And also, Ben and Jerry's ice cream, as they've always been known for controversy. I don't know. I've never had any. Never had any in my life. But, of course, they backed the defund the police effort a few months back. Now they're also now boycotting Israel. And they're calling Israel the land of occupied Palestine territory. Y'all seen that? That's the headline this morning. I'll show you the headline here from Fox News. Ben and Jerry, very political. Never seen a company that quite goes out on a limb like they do. I don't know. I've never tried it. Maybe you have. Maybe it's that good. But they sure stir up a lot of controversy when it comes to ice cream and politics. It just makes more sense to do what you do and leave the rest alone. That's my opinions of that. A few more good mornings as we start this. Lamar Hembry, how are you doing this morning from the big city of Preston? Sylvia Stewart joins us from the east side of Quitman. Also from Arundel, Mississippi, Gilbert. How are you doing, Miss Gilbert? Gilbert Gaddis. Also, Kay Johnson joins us there, close to the fairgrounds in Neshoba County. Nothing quite like that. That's going to be kicking off, within a week? Something like that. It's not far off, as we'll have Mississippi's Giant House Party kicking off, rather. It's going to be a good one. Miss LaWanda is up, along with Beth Vick, watching us there from the Sicalina area. It's a wonderful day. It's blessed to be here. We're working on some great stories that will be starting off this morning at 8 a.m. This will be Candace's last day this week, as she'll head to Texas to see her son graduate from the military, from boot camp. So we wish her luck in her endeavors. We'll talk about this morning. All that begins at 8. We've got some great stories. We hope you'll join us. You can join us here on Facebook, Twitch, or you can join us on YouTube as well. And we'll be live on television all beginning at 8 a.m. this morning on MeTV 24 Meridian. So lots of ways to watch. And we appreciate you each and every day. Also, we'll have a special guest coming in from Brookdale this morning. Miss Ginger will join us. They've got a big event coming up this week for the ladies and gentlemen that stay at Brookdale. And they'd like for you to participate in that. That's coming up this week. She'll tell us more about it this morning. So join us. Thank you, and I'll see you in just a little over an hour and about an hour and 15 minutes. We'll go back live and have a great show lined up for you. Again, remember the fog. This morning, 75 as we wait for a high of only 82 today in our area. So that's where we are on this day. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you soon here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by